Hello and welcome to our on-demand technology training from your Miami Association of Realtors. My name is Robert Rodriguez, and in this video we'll be going over REMINE. This is Miami Association of Realtors' premier prospecting and farming tool. Let's begin by logging into your Miami Gateway and locating the REMINE logo. Once inside REMINE, you'll land inside of the dashboard. The daily dashboard is basically updates on what's going on in the market, your property notification, your safe searches, your listing updates, even Twitter updates, a market pulse, and all the engagements you have with your clients inside of REMINE. The temperature for your location can be set up on the upper right corner as well. Now let's begin by conducting a search. The first thing we want to cover and REMINE is what information can be found on any property inside of our location. So let's go ahead and put in an address and let's study the property. So I put in an address here in Miami and I'm going to click on the address itself. A new window will open up with information about this property. Notice this is an off-market property and the current estimated value is $418,467. Right below, in smaller letters, you'll see $177,000 in estimated equity. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,993 square foot home. You have information like key stats. Notice right away it says absentee owner, yes. So that tells you that the homeowner actually does not live at the home. You have building features. You have tax data. And you have mortgage data. So the mortgage taken out on this property was for $260,000 back in June of 2016. It was a 30-year loan at an interest rate of 3.5%. The estimated mortgage payments is $1,178. Notice the section of the net equity. You have a value of $418,467. You have a loan balance of $241,000. Now this is also an estimate. And an estimated net equity of $177,000. This is calculated based on the amount of payments you make each month from the time you took out your loan and what's the estimated loan balance that you currently have based on the years of your loan. You have flood zone information. You have value information. You'll notice that you have an average of $425,544. Now that is an average of these three estimators right here. First American is $418,467. You also have Black Knight and you also have Redfin. We are using the First American valuation for this calculation of the net equity. You have information on schools, demographics, property history, and associated people. Let's click on Associated People and see what we get. For Associated People, it tells you that the current owner, Ernesto Garcia, currently does not have any contact information. Now you'll notice on the right-hand side, you have Rafael Gonzalez, and you have a few phone numbers for Rafael. And then for Neris Gonzalez, you also have a phone number and also an email address. And for Irene Gonzalez, you have a phone number and email address. And you have other people that may have lived at this property. Remember, the property is not homeowner occupied, so Ernesto Garcia is the owner, and I'm pretty sure that the tenants are the Gonzalezes. This property information can be shared via email. You can also print this information. You can create a CMA for the property, and you can add the property to your cart. Let's close this page and let's move on. So that's the information you get for any property inside of REMINE. Let's go ahead and close this out. And you can search by address, you can search by city, by zip code, by neighborhood, and even by schools. We're going to begin by doing a search on a map. So here I am looking at a location close to the Coral Gables area. And let's say that I am an agent trying to farm this area right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw a polygon like this. And then we're going to finish the polygon while we started. So we're going to concentrate on this neighborhood right here. And I'm going to get close up on the map. And you'll notice that you have lots of blue circles telling you that there are that many homes in that area. This is the polygon that I'm going to be studying. You have filters at the very top, and then you also have filters on the left for farming. So you have status. So if you wanted to know if there's an MLS active listing in that area, you click on status, and then we'll see that there are homes here that are listed in the MLS. To see any of these homes, just look to the right. You'll see the homes that are for sale in the area. Let's remove the active status, and now you're going to see every home with a blue dot on top of them. If you wanted to search expired, you can simply hit expired and search for expired listings in the area as well. One expired right over here. Let's close this filter out. You have list price, you have list date, you have bedrooms and bathrooms. Now off to the left, you have additional filters for your research. Let's begin with property values. When you have property values, you can select from property values from 0 to 250,000 or any of these ranges, or you can put in a minimum and a max. So if we want to go for properties that are between $200,000 and $500,000, you select and then you hit apply, and then the blue dots that remain are going to be the properties valued in that price range. The filter is always added to the top, and you can always click on the X to eliminate the filter. For home equity, this is an interesting filter that lets you know who has equity in their property. So for example, if I'm searching and I'm looking for people that have between $200,000 and $500,000 of equity, I'm going to select and then I'm going to hit apply. And the blue dots that remain are people with home equity between $250,000 and $500,000. If I click on one of the properties off to the right, you'll notice that the estimated net equity on the property is $477,924, and their estimated value on the property is $481,000. Let's remove the home equity. You also have ownership time. As far as ownership time in South Florida, we're looking at an average between 5 and 10 years. So let's go ahead and put in 5 to 10 years and hit apply. And these are people that have been in their home between 5 and 10 years. Now, if you don't want to use 5, but you want to use, say, 9 years, you can always open up this filter once again. And you want to do 9 years as a minimum. And let's do 10 years as a max. All right, so let's hit apply, and then the blue dots remain are those owners that have been at their home between 9 and 10 years. You have the results on the right, and you also have the blue dots here, letting you know where each home is at. Let's close out the ownership time. Now we're going to move on to absentee owners. So we're going to click on absentee owners, and you have corporate, you have owner occupant, you have absentee in the state, and absentee out of the state. Let's see how many absentee owners we have that live in the state of Florida. We're going to click on apply, and the blue dots that are left are those who own properties, do not claim homestead exemption on that property, but also live inside of the state of Florida. If I close the filter and I once again go to absentee out of state and then hit apply, the blue dots that remain are those that do not even live in the state of Florida. Let's check on one and see what the address is. Right here, you'll notice that the property is owned by Renee, and Renee's owned the property for 3 years, absentee owner, and Renee's address is in New York. Absentee owners outside of the state of Florida. Let's close this filter out. Building type, you can always go by single family home, condo, townhome, multifamily, or other. In this case, let's just go ahead and do single family home, and we're going to stay only with the results that are single family homes. If you wanted to know how many people are paying high mortgage rates at this moment, you're going to go ahead and say 6% or more, and those blue dots remaining are people with loans paying higher than 6% interest rates on their mortgage. Let's close that filter out, and let's use this once again, and let's go see if there's anyone paying 8% as a minimum on their mortgage. There's a few people. There's a few homeowners that currently have a loan on their property for higher than 8%. Let's go ahead and click on one and see the results. Let's drop to the active mortgage information, and you'll notice a loan of $135,000 at a rate of 8.07% and an estimated monthly payment of $997. Currently, their loan balance is only $42,223 with a net equity of $488,000. This loan was taken out in 1994. Let's click off the mortgage rate, and then you have mortgage age. This actually is my favorite because when you open up mortgage age, you have an option here for has no mortgage. Let's click on has no mortgage and click on apply, and let's see how many people living in this area do not have a mortgage. So we have quite a few people in here, 143 results with no mortgage. Let's click on one of these and let's see. The property is valued at $458,000 and the net equity is exactly $458,000. Therefore, the property has no mortgage. If you wanted to see the property history, to see the sales history on the property, simply click on property history. And what you have here is an intra-family transfer back in 2011. And you also have mortgage information as well. There are no mortgages for this property. You have tax information on this property, and you have assessment information on the property. Last sale price. So let's say we were interested in finding out who's purchased the property here last from, let's say, $150,000 to about $250,000. And let's hit apply. And these are the homeowners that when they last purchased their property, they purchased between that price range. Let's click on one of them. And let's show you the sales history. A warranty deed. Sold for $171,500 back in 1995. That's your last sales price. Let's go ahead and eliminate this filter as well. And now we have distressed deals. Distressed deals is going to show you list pendants, notice of default. You have notice of foreclosure sale and notice of trustee sale. So let's see if anyone here has a list pendants or a lien on their property. No one does. All right, so if you're interested in finding out anyone who purchased for cash, you click on the cash buyers, and those little dollar symbols represent people who purchased their home in cash. Let's click on cash buyers to remove the filter. Now we have Airbnb. If you wanted to know if there are any properties on the market in Airbnb, you'll click on Airbnb and you'll have little price symbols opening up, and basically click on it to see the listing on the Airbnb. What does this tell us? Well, this tells us that these are investors renting their property or their rooms inside of the Airbnb website. All right, so now that we went over pretty much all the filters, what I like to do is I like to teach you how to combine these filters to find exactly what you're looking for in homeowners. So now we're going to go ahead and click on ownership time, and let's see anyone that's been at the property between, say, 7 and 10 years. Yeah, 7 and 10 years, hit apply. So now we have 29 results. 29 results, and then when you combine that with, let's say, has no mortgage, and then you hit apply, these are the owners that have been there 7 to 10 years and they currently do not have any mortgage. So let's say you wanted to save this search. On the upper right corner, you have a save search button that you'll click, and then you can give it a name. Let's call this REMINE online training, and then save. And we are currently saving this search, which can be found from your homepage as well. Now, if you wanted to add all these properties to your cart, you can simply hit select all, and then you want to add these to your carts. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on carts, and then add a property to your carts. Let's give it a name. Once again, I'm going to give it a name, REMINE Training, and then add properties to the cart. And now we're adding those 8 properties to the cart. Once the properties are in your cart, you can always go to your carts on the left hand side and click on carts to find the 8 properties named REMINE Training. When your properties are in your cart, you have options, and the options are that you can select all the properties, and then you can export these properties to an Excel sheet. You can send mailers, and you can create labels for mailouts, or you can remove the properties. Let's go ahead and hit export. When I hit export, I am exporting the full contact information plus all the property information to an Excel sheet. So let's go ahead and give this a name, REMINE Training, and then let's go ahead and hit export. It does not like spaces in between the names, so we have to do it all together and then hit export. And then it says we'll notify you in a few minutes when your export is ready to be downloaded. If you wanted to do mailers, you simply click on more and then you hit print mail labels. And what you have over here is property owner or current resident. We're going to go with property owner. And which address will we like to reach out to? Let's reach out to the mailing address. And then you have your Avery 5160 label. You can also switch your labels as well. I'm going to keep the same label. I'm simply going to hit print labels, and my labels are now being generated with the property owner's name and also the mailing addresses. Let's open this up and show you. Here are the labels. And here we go. There are the labels with their owner's names and the property address, or the mailing address. Sorry. Go back over here. And this is how you create mailing labels. For mailers, you can always click on mailers, and this is going to, again, have you name it. Let's name it. And let's continue to Rocket Mail. This is a third-party vendor that is affiliated with REMINE, and it allows you to create very easy to use postcards and flyers to send out to your contacts. So right here, you'll see the price that for a 4 1/4 by 6-inch postcard, quantity of 8 postcards, it'll cost you $5.28 to design, print, and send out through their mailing system. Now I'm going to go back to the search and notice that what we were doing stayed exactly the same and never went anywhere. When the export is ready, you'll receive an alert letting you know that the export is ready so you can download. So there's your alert letting you know that the download is ready. I'm going to go ahead and click on download, and we are downloading the spreadsheet. Let's open up the spreadsheet, and here are the spreadsheet with the information, including any phone numbers and email addresses if available. Back to the sales score. So the sales score, once again, is divided into 3 categories: low, medium, and high. As I was mentioning, the high sales score is an algorithm put together by REMINE, letting you know that these are owners that are most likely to want to sell their home within the next 12 months. And there are 6 different reasons why they think they're more likely to sell, and it's about 50% accurate. So you have nothing really to lose. You can go ahead and try and contact one of these properties and see if the owner would like to sell their property. Let's clear out all the filters and let's begin a new search. You're simply going to search now by zip code, and let's put in zip code 33155, and let's click on 33155, and that's going to put a boundary right around the entire zip code, and then just focus on a smaller area. You do not want to focus on a large area, because what happens is that there are too many properties. There's 15,000 properties inside with zip code 33155. So what you want to do is you want to select an area, and you want to go ahead and draw a polygon around that area to focus on that particular area. Now let's close this out and let's show you how to look up a building. So if you wanted to look up a building, you simply type in the building address, wait till it shows up. So here we have 500 Brickell Avenue, and you see how it says see all results. You're going to click on all results to see every single unit in this building. If you don't click on all results, you have right here a few results that you can click on. So it's best that you click on all results, and right here you have all the results. Now let's go ahead and close this out, and let's go and move into zip code 33131, which is an area in Brickell in Miami. And what we're going to do is that we're going to zoom in and we're going to locate perhaps a building that we'd like to target. Let's go over here and let's do this building right here. All right, so let's go ahead and draw a rectangle around that building, release it, and then we're going to erase the 33131 filter. And right here we have a building with 121 results. You can always now use these filters and say, does anyone in here own their property without any mortgage payments? Hit apply, and we're going to have 76 results. You have 76 homeowners who do not have mortgages. To view all units, you simply click on view all units over here, and what you're going to get is all the 75 units of homeowners who do not have mortgage payments on their property. Now let's learn how to create a CMA using REMINE. First, begin by entering the address and selecting the property. Once the property comes up, you want to select CMA and you want to run a REMINE CMA. Alright, so the property is a 3-bedroom, so we're going to go with 3 beds up to 4 bedrooms. And the property has 2 bathrooms, so we're going to go 2 bathrooms up to 3 bathrooms. You can go by square feet, year built, number of floors, lot size, garage, parking, building type. Is a single family home. For status, we want to select active, closed on the MLS, and closed off the MLS as well. And we are going to select a date range. So we're going to open this up. Let's go back to September, and let's go ahead and put in September 25th through today's date. And then let's go half a mile out and let's hit search. It's calculating the results and it's coming up with the best comparables. So you have a comparable right next door and you have a few comparables over here. These are comps that you want to use. You're going to go ahead and hit save and continue, or you can edit your criteria. In this case, I'm going to go with these, save and continue. Then you have color schemes that you can build. You have a REMINE color, and then you have a few other brokerages, and then you have some custom colors that you can use. I'm just going to go with the basic REMINE color. You can upload your company logo. You can upload your agent photo, and I already have my agent photo in here. And if you wanted to upload your company logo, simply go there. Is it for a client of yours? Put in the client's name. It is prepared by you, and just hit save and continue. And here's your CMA. Market value range between $400,000 and $425,000. The list range is between $397,000 and $449,000. The average list price is $428,000, and the average sold price is $415,000. Days on the market is 55 days on the market. You have area demographics, home valuation, and you have the comparables that you chose. This is the quick CMA through REMINE that you can always print by selecting print right here. Now let's close the CMA by clicking on close. This concludes our REMINE training for prospecting and farming from your Miami Association Realtors. As a reminder, you can find information on REMINE or any other product and services by logging into MiamiRealtorsLive.com and watching our video training, or follow us on YouTube at Miami Trainers. We want to thank everyone for watching and thank you for being Miami members.